Do you guys, like, here's the thing. I don't think this video and this title I'm about to do is anything up underneath the sun. Like, most people know this, but let me explain it in this type of a way. Because if you pay attention to patterns, to scenarios in life, the way I've even seen so many things play out, how often do women say one thing and actually mean the other and feel the other way than what they say? All the time. Literally all the damn time. Women don't like nice guys. They just don't. And it's not that you have to be just this dick and you're calling her down every day and you're just being some animal. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Although, those things might happen sometimes. If she tries to get on your skin too much, it might. I don't know. An argument or something and you're just giving it to her. I don't know. Because we also know women like to cause some chaos just to get more attention from you, and some attention, even in that kind of a way, is better than none in her brain. Well, let me tell you something. Women, high key, are attracted to real men who live and breathe their own life. You're stuck in your way because it's your way. This is how you live. This is your way of life. You know who you are. You know what you're doing. It is natural. Who doesn't like natural? We like natural women. Women like natural men. Not you being a certain kind of way because you think it's going to make her like you more. You're not even yourself now. And this is a mistake that every young man on earth has made at least one time. I was fortunate enough to make this mistake multiple times with the same person. They have taught me everything. Those mistakes were not made again going forward. I learned my lesson. And it wasn't even that I was this huge simp even over this girl in the past. It's just that I was doing things. I was also being myself, still kind of a little bit of a bad boy, whatever you want to call it. But I was doing things sometimes that I thought was right on paper to keep shit going. And it just wasn't the right answer. And whatever she would exit, I wouldn't chase, which was right on my end. There was a lot of things I always naturally knew, and there was nothing crazy that's ever happened with me in this huge simp story. Nothing like that has ever existed with me. Although I've made mistakes, there was nothing too crazy is what I'm saying here. Like, I've done a lot of things right even in my first initial stages of dating women. But there were some things I didn't do right, and that shit just don't happen today. So, the amount of things I have seen, and I'm just thinking here, and it's crazy. Like, even my ex's mom, like, she's dating new guys. Like, not all the time, but like, there was a new guy like she was dating while I was like there. This guy's a pushover, this guy's a nice guy, this guy is that kind of a guy, and guess what? She's not with him today. Sometimes women will just leave the asshole for some time and they will date a nice guy. They will even marry sometimes a nice guy, but guess what? Here comes the divorce. Here comes them splitting up because after a while she just don't like it no more. She's superior to this guy. She's over top of this guy. He's so nice that he's not even himself. He's just a pushover. He's just there, and she knows he's going to be just there. But the other guys on earth that are roaming around. They're alpha. They're getting it done. They're doing what they do. They're living and breathing their own life. Oh my God. She's just watching those guys go by. She goes to the grocery store, sees some of those guys. She goes to certain places, some sporting events maybe or something like that. She takes her own daughter to sporting events. She just sees other men, even some younger guys probably. And it arouses her. She looks at her overly nice boyfriend that's just there all the time. And she just don't feel the same. Those other things excite her more. Those other things actually get her more because she's actually attracted to those guys, not the guy she's with, which is a pushover nice guy. So this is honestly what makes relationships difficult today, because sometimes women can just, you never know what they're going to do, bro, at the end of the day. They can be with that alpha guy and he's in his way, he's doing his thing, and she feels like she lacks in some departments, like she's not getting enough attention because this guy is so solely focused on himself and his own life. There's a lot of things that she likes, but there's some things that she's just missing. So she might end up leaving that guy and go to some nice guy, but then she's going to go to that nice guy and realize, the guy I was with was better. I don't even like this nice guy anymore. And sometimes it takes them a couple years to understand that. It's like, with those kind of women, man, there's nothing that's good enough. Like, some women have an unrealistic expectation of a man. You can't be everything. You're going to be who you are. You can't just switch. Like, some women literally think you can do that shit, bro, and you just can't. Like, you can't switch up and just be this dominant guy and then just be this little pushover and he's just there and stuff like this, and then just be this dominant guy and then just be that pushover that's just there and then dominance, and then it's just too much. And even if you have the capability of doing it, there's going to come a day, there's going to come a point where you fall into that cookie cutter too much. And you're going to lose who you actually are, because now you have a consistent girl around. So you always have to be who you are. You have to let your woman like you more than you like her. You guys spend little amounts of time together and then you're off doing your shit. Some women are, I don't want a guy like that. I don't want a guy who's just hard working all the time and just like that. I don't want that kind of a guy, but you don't want the nice guy either. So what do you want? You don't know. Which is why sometimes they find themselves with those alphas for a while. And then sometimes they find themselves with a nice guy. They break up with the alpha. They break up with the nice guy. They're left alone. They don't know what to do. They might go back to an alpha. And then you just can't get it all. Like, you guys understand. And they always come back to who? The big man. The big boss man. They don't want the nice guy at the end of the day. They do want the alpha more than the nice guy. They do. They always say, I want a man who treats me well. I want a man that is nice to me and is going to be good to our kids one day, and all this kind of stuff. And sounds great on paper. But that's just not the way it is. That's not the way we as men are naturally wired. We're not supposed to be right nice with our kids and all. Like, we're not supposed to be tough on them either, pushing them over. Get out of my way. Like, it's not that deep, but it's like, you have to be tough, especially on your son to a degree. Like, somewhat. I'm not saying push him over when you're trying to get something in the fridge or something crazy. But you have to be tough on your son to a degree. Like, that's just the way it is. Because you're a man. You're here to dominate. You're not here to be a pushover and take orders from a woman and, when are we doing this at this time? we'll do this at 6:30 and yeah. It's just not who we are. We don't really care. We are who we are. That's what women actually like. And we are labeled assholes. We're labeled, oh, look at this prick. Look at this guy. And you just steer her emotions and her mood and everything, but she still is aroused by you. Not the pushover nice guy. Guess what else? Situation just recently happened. My own neighbors, bro. My own neighbors. The couple, they have a 2-year-old daughter. Buddy's now out living at a cottage. She kicks him out. She can't stand his weak ass. I'm a bit surprised, but at the same time I'm not. This has happened a month-ish ago. She texted me and let me know. It's crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. Like, I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't think it would happen. Because you think people's going to make shit work for their own families and shit, but, man, it goes to show she's repulsed. She can no longer stand this guy because he became a pushover over time. He probably wasn't even that way at first, but over time, he becomes that way. He's almost being robotic because he's on her frame. You have to be in your own frame as a man. You have to have some aggression. You have to be masculine. You have to literally walk and breathe your own life. Like, that's how it has to be. You can't take orders from her. Yeah, and when she says things, yeah, and you're just listening and doing, no. And this is where you're going to butt heads with some women. A lot of these relationships as well, people split up. Because a woman's trying to be that way and the man is a man. But the woman's a bit masculine. She's a bit controlling. She thinks it's the answer to get rid of this guy. I want a nicer guy who treats me right and all this shit. And then she gets that guy and she don't want that guy. So what do you want? She's aroused by the real man. She's not aroused by that nice guy. It is repulsing. She's repulsed. The more she's around him, the worse it gets. And that's why she goes out and about somewhere. She sees that certain type of man walk by and it just arouses her. It just gets her. It hits her. That energy, that primal energy. That masculinity. It's just, and it makes her feel some type of way, but the nice guy is just like a friend to her. Hey, how's it going? You're you, brother. You're you. The way you look at her, oh my God. But she's aroused by it. That's the way it is. And this goes to prove women don't like nice guys. They always say things, bro. Women are confused. Like, they're so confused. So confused for the most part. Women who get it the most, sometimes they do get that alpha, and it's like they lock him down. They might go through some ups and downs, but they stick it through because they know this guy is good. He's a good man. Things might not be perfect. I might not get some attention that I want sometimes, but he's a good man. He's a man, and I'm a woman. So she sticks through. She understands life is going to go by. He's a man, and I'm a lady. That's what she understands. She sticks it through because she knows better. But some women, bro, they're a little bit crazy. Like, they don't know. They think, this guy doesn't give me enough attention. He's not sweet enough. He's not that nice to me. He treats me kind of bad. I just want the nice guy. I just want a guy that's nicer to me and all this stuff. And then they get it and they can leave him fast. He just, no. They spend enough time around him and it's just like, I'm just annoyed at this point. That's how they feel. But a man that's on his shit, he's not focused on the woman. He's not focused on building a family with a woman, and he's all in it like this, and I just want a woman, and I just want to build a family with her and love her and take care of her, and she's my lady, she's my woman, and no. She's a woman, all right. She's your lady, all right, but you're still you. Life goes on. You have shit to do. You shouldn't be thinking about her and fixated on her 24/7. You have a lot of things to do. You could have a lot of fun without seeing her at all. It's not that you never will. It's just that you can't forget about your own life and be so caught up in this fantasy of her and family and all this stuff. And oh my God, like, no, you can't do that. Go and play a sport. Go stay hard at the gym with your boys. Go do shit. Go wrestle a crocodile in Florida. I don't know. Can't drink this with the cap on, can I? You gotta do something. Like, bro. I know me when I'm with women. I know me. And I ain't gonna lie. I get repulsed myself when I'm around them too much. I do. That's why you have to know when to be there, to be present, to have a dinner with her, to have some supper with her, to have a conversation with her, and then to exit immediately. You don't stay in it too long. You don't stay surrounded by her too long. Whenever you guys go and have some bedroom fun, you don't just stick around and cuddle her for extra longer and all this shit. You just do things and you move on with your life. And you know why you do that? Because life goes on. You're going to see her again. Some people, bro, get together and it's just so much so soon. And it's like they're coddled up for 6 hours. They're just always attached to each other and it's too much. Life goes on. That's what's going to keep the chemistry. It's not about being this nice guy and do everything she wants because this is what she feels she needs. If you just do what she feels she needs all the time, you're going to repulse her. You're going to get repulsed. You're going to be repulsed from each other. That's why she has to have a life. You have to have a life without each other. Completely. That's going to keep the spark. You end up seeing each other. You run into each other in your own house. When you come home and she comes home and it's pretty good. And you don't stick to that. You don't just stay there and kiss each other when you're home and just stay in each other's face. It's like, get on with your shit. Like, you see each other, okay, and then you get on with your shit a little bit, and maybe an hour at night or something, you conversate, have a bit of fun, whatever. Life goes on the next day. You got more shit to do. Some days you might spend more time with others. You take a vacation with your girl, you're going to be around her most of the time. That's great. You come home, get back to work. Start living your own individual lives. You come back together again. It keeps the spark. It keeps shit going. It's not about being called up for 6 hours at a time and just staying in each other's presence 24/7 because you become repulsed. Even if you're a nice guy, even if you're an alpha, they're going to become repulsed. If you look at animals, bro, the alpha lion does not just stay around the female lion all the time and called up with her and all this shit. Like, he's stuck in his way. He's king. He's leading the shit. She comes around him for some attention and shit. She riles him up sometimes and they might do a little bit of shit, but they just keep on going. That's why, as men and women, as humans, we got to keep on going. We're together. You know that, right? Like, we're together. It's not like, we have to cuddle up for 12 hours, 6 hours, because I just enjoy you so much. Keep it shorter. There's so much time. That's the thing. There's so much time. Like, people, bro, even older men and women are so stupid sometimes, bro. So stupid. It's like they don't understand attraction. They don't understand what they're doing wrong. It's like, if you only knew, it could save your damn marriage. when people usually get together, that means something probably good work. But somewhere along the line, either the man or the woman or both become out of alignment, which is why a breakup happens. Sometimes people get like far out of alignment, bro. Like far out of alignment. And let me tell you something. If you start to be controlled by some woman, it ain't gonna take long for you to become out of alignment. And the longer time goes on, you out of alignment, the more lost you're going to be as a man or a woman. So you have to stay in your frame. You have to still do hobbies and activities and your business, your work, your social group, your friends, everything. You still have to do things in life. You can't be so fixated on just family and just this. It just, things get old. It's boring. People live in fear, bro, live in that kind of a way. I know people who live that kind of a way. It is fear. You do everything to appease to your husband, to your wife. You're just there all the time. You're there all the time. You're there all the time. Don't leave me. No. What is that? That is fear. People scared to grow. People scared to learn. People scared to do certain things. And to be quite honest, the more that you're in alignment with yourself, the more you can handle breakups. The more, like, the easier you can handle breakups. The easier you can split apart from someone and it doesn't have that much of an effect. But if you let the opposite gender get in your head and you become kind of attached to that person, you become kind of like dependent on that person, the tougher it's going to be when shit splits off. But if you are who you are and you love your own life, ain't shit gonna be hard. It's gonna be not much. It's gonna be such a little thing. It might be on your mind a little bit for a couple days, for a week or something, and it's just gonna easily go by. Even in those days or a week, it's not even gonna be much. But let me tell you, if it ain't that way, you're going to be going through a whole healing phase. A whole healing process because you were so codependently attached to another human being. It's going to wipe you off the map. You ain't going to know what hits you. That is why as men and women, we have to be aligned with who we actually are by nature. Men are supposed to be dominant, masculine. Women are supposed to be soft and feminine and nurturing and stuff, and they have to be understanding as well, understanding of how a man operates, how things have to be. This is going to keep things going. And a lot of people don't understand this shit, bro. It's so simple. But so many people is doing dumb shit because they feel needy. They feel they need time. They need attention right now. They need these things right now. And they get all the things, and all of a sudden that person that was giving them those things, they're no longer attractive anymore because they became a person who was serving a human being and not serving their own life. Does this make sense? This is kind of like a deep way of explaining these types of things and these theories, but it's on point. And this is how this shit goes, bro. Like, this is how it goes. There's a ridiculous amount of older people who don't even understand this, bro. A ridiculous amount. The fact that we're living in this information age today, and there's so many videos and topics on things that can help you as a man or a woman. If you're failing in today's day and age, like, it's absurd. It's absurd. You can fail, but to just keep failing through life, it's just absurd. There's so many answers to things. Like, you're dealing with one thing, bro. You can look it up and you're getting answers. Like, you can learn. You can get answers. You can correct things you're doing wrong very fast. I have probably said things in this video that could save marriages out there, bro. Save people in general. It's all about living and breathing your own life and staying true to your nature. Some people don't do it because they think the answer is to be more nicer to the girl, is to appease her more because it's gonna make her like me more. Maybe in that moment she was happy you did those things. You keep doing those things because it kept making her happy. All of a sudden, he's too nice. He's too this. You're no longer yourself. Because you're doing all those things and you're focused on just making her happy. You can't focus on making somebody else happy. If you're focused on making yourself happy, you're going to show up happy everywhere you go. So isn't your wife if she's focused on that as well. If you're seeking that elsewhere, you're not happy. You can't make another person happy. They're going to come into your presence, and let's say you're the one that's happy, but they're not. It ain't going to work. They're going to try to draw you into making them happy because that's what they're used to. They're used to getting everyone else to make them happy. A lot of these modern day women, they're so used to all these guys making them happy, making them happy, making them happy. But when you are who you are and you're not focused on making her happy because she should show up already happy, she's lost. She can't deal with you. You're on a different level completely. And guess what? She's hella aroused by you. But she has a hard time being with you because she ain't it. So I hope this video has done something. If it hasn't, I don't know. It should. This shit's deep. And it cuts through like a knife. Understand it and move forward in life. This is how she goes.